Welcome back to NYSE Live, everyone. We are down here on the trading floor. You saw AT&T ring the opening bell to mark the open of equity markets today. They're on site to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the first phone call, and of course, marking that occasion by announcing earlier today a $250 billion investment in infrastructure through 2030. I'm pleased now to be joined on the floor by the company's SVP, Treasurer, and Head of Investor Relations, Brett Feldman. Brett, welcome to the program. It's great to see you.
Oh, thanks for having me back. This is really so awesome.
Yeah, of course, we last connected down there in Texas several months ago. Now, what this means today, how would you describe it and what it means for AT&T?
Well, it's really such an extraordinary anniversary to think that 150 years ago today, the first telephone call was made. I was recently reading an article about technologies that shaped the modern stock market, and the first one they put on there was the telephone. And so we're not just really celebrating 150 years of AT&T connecting people, we're actually celebrating 150 years of AT&T helping to connect investors. And so this is absolutely the perfect place for us to come and to commemorate that occasion.
Yeah, and that connectivity is continuing with this investment. What more can you share?
So the investment announcement that we had this morning is going to be $250 billion through the end of this decade. This is going to be the money that we're investing in U.S. telecommunications infrastructure. It's to build it, it's to maintain it, it's to make it secure, and to make sure that we're delivering fantastic connectivity to our customers. You know, we have been investing at the top of our industry for most of this decade. That means there's no other telecommunications company in the United States that invests as much in its network, in 5G connectivity, and in fiber. And we're really putting a stake in the ground, and we're making sure that investors understand that we're going to continue to be a leading infrastructure in U.S. connectivity really through the end of the decade.
So we talked about what that means for customers, right? They're going to get better access and connectivity for sure. What does it mean for investors?
Well, for investors, we really believe that when you invest in the best infrastructure, so fiber-based networking, 5G-based networking, you ultimately deliver the best experience to your customers. And when you do that, you ultimately end up with the most customers. And so we think that by continuing to be the leader in investment, we're ultimately going to be the leader in service revenues generated by those investments by the end of the decade. That's a commitment and an objective that we set out earlier this year, and today is just another milestone along the way.
You know, it's fascinating. We've come a long way in 150 years. I think that that is a milestone to celebrate any day. But as we pair that with, of course, the investment that AT&T announced this morning, how does that propel this company for the next 150 years?
It's really all about connecting people the way they want to be connected. You know, we've probably spent most of our lives thinking about telephone service and wireless service and internet connectivity as being different things. And that's not the way we are running our company now. Consumers have said they want to have one connectivity provider, and they want that to be the most reliable connectivity over the best networks. And really that's what we're doing. So we don't think about it as investing in 5G and fiber. We think about it investing them together and selling them together. We have one of the fastest growing bases of customers in the country that buy more than one product from us, and we expect that that's going to be a key driver of our growth through the end of the decade.
Wow. We're showing some imagery right now of your company ringing the opening bell today. We can hear the audible cheers. It's probably pretty cool to experience that, right?
There's nothing else like this. It's really a great experience.
Yeah. Of course, AT&T dual listed here at the New York Stock Exchange in NYSE, Texas as well. How has that really defined your connection with the stock exchange? Of course, having that presence, strong presence now down there in Texas as well as up here in New York.
Yeah, we were really excited to be part of the founding class of NYSE Texas. You know, we're one of the biggest companies in the state of Texas. And while today we're celebrating the 150th anniversary of the first telephone call, later this year we're actually going to be celebrating our 125th anniversary of being listed on the NYSE. And so it was really exciting to kind of get the party started early last year with the big event that we had down at AT&T Stadium with the launch of NYSE Texas.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's an absolutely pristine stadium. Do you go there a lot when you're in Texas?
I try to.
Yeah, it is gorgeous indeed. Look, obviously, we know that there's a lot going on in 2026. This investment does include AT&T planning to hire thousands of technicians in 2026 alone. What more can you share on that front?
Yeah, we're hiring, and we think that's important. It's not just about investing in U.S. infrastructure, it's about creating great jobs. We have over 110,000 employees in the United States. That's where we were coming into the year. We're adding to that with the technicians that we are bringing on to build out this investment, and we are able to cast a wide net. You know, only 5% of the positions at AT&T actually require a college degree, and so we're really able to look across the workforce and bring in the best of the best to make sure we have the right people doing the right jobs, building the best connectivity infrastructure in the country.
I want to talk to you about Lumen as well, because AT&T recently closing a deal to buy Lumen's mass market fiber business. How does that set the company apart?
This was a really innovative deal. What we were able to do is we were able to acquire the fiber optic internet assets that serve consumers in the Lumen footprint. We are already the largest and fastest growing provider of fiber internet connectivity in the US. Lumen is growing rapidly in the AI space. They wanted to find someone who could take those assets and really grow them. And what's exciting about it is that those assets are leading quality assets, but they're underpenetrated. So just as an example, in the traditional AT&T operating regions, about 4 out of every 10 households that can get our fiber service already has it. It's only 25% in the Lumen properties. And very few of them are also AT&T wireless customers, but in our traditional markets, we have a very high percentage of fiber households that also take mobility. So what we're really doing is we are accelerating investment into those Lumen geographies so that people can finally get rid of their cable TV internet and upgrade to AT&T fiber, which is the best internet they can get, and we're gonna give them a great deal if they want to take AT&T wireless as well.
Okay, any more metrics you can provide in just how much more efficient it is?
To deliver fiber, the greatest thing about fiber is not just the speed, but it delivers the same quality and speed of connectivity both ways. Most people, when they're on the internet, are receiving data, they're streaming video, they're not sending a lot back, but that's been changing. And what's happening is that the traffic we're now sending back into the internet from our households and from our wireless phones is growing faster than the information we're receiving. And we think that with the adoption of AI tools, people uploading content, people uploading pictures and videos and working with those tools, you're going to see an explosion in traffic growth back into the internet. You really need fiber optic connectivity to do that, because fiber optics have been designed from day one to handle traffic in both directions.
Brett Feldman, so interesting to speak with you as always. Congratulations again on the milestone and on what's ahead.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
It's great.
Brett Feldman there, he's SVP Treasurer and Head of Investor Relations at AT&T. Of course, happy to welcome them and their whole crew here to the New York Stock Exchange. Well, stay with us, because up next on